And now our feature presentation.
Hey, who are you?
Kasha.
What?
Nana-O.
What?
Featuring Kasha. Nana-O. Hot topics, hot reads, vent session, and
Welcome to the Women of Power radio show.
What up, everybody?
I'm Kasha.
And I am Nana-O.
And we are
Women
of
of
Power. Come on here.
We're so excited today, y'all. We have another amazing show lined up
one.
for you all.
Yes.
You know, so I hope that you all are ready. Buckle your seatbelts. I hope you have your pen and paper because you know we always have a prayer list.
And that's buckle both seatbelts. For those of you sitting in the premium seating in American Airlines, check out my blog to find out what I'm talking about.
Grace
and that's
and
Grace
Coffee.
and Coffee. All right.
All right. So for our first story, I hope y'all got your pen and paper ready. We have Judge denies Yo Gotti and Roc Nation's suit to close Parchman Prison. Now, I'm not sure if you all are aware of Parchman Prison or aware of what has been going on there. Parchman Prison is a prison located in Mississippi, or I believe it's Alabama, one of them two real southern states.
Come on here.
And there have been, I believe, 16 inmates that have passed in Parchman Prison within the past, I think, between 2018 and now.
Passed from what?
Violence within the prison. So it's that bad to where people are dying left and right. There was even a video released last week where there was another prisoner who was begging for his life while being chased through the prison and being stabbed.
By prisoners or guards?
Prisoners. But the thing is, Parchman is so depleted, even just as a building, it's literally falling apart. There's mold. There's photos of the water that is in the facility. It comes out brown, and the water comes from the toilet. So I want you all to just envision this, okay? You have water with feces in the toilet, okay? With all these men sharing this one toilet. When you put the water fountain, you know where we flush is the top of where their water fountain is. So it's toilet water. And normally it's still supposed to be clear because whatever filters into the toilet also filters and comes out the water fountain. Well, because the water is brown and the pipes are messed up, when they press for the water to come out in the cup, literally the boo-boo water drains out of the toilet and comes out of the faucet.
Oh, no.
Can you imagine? That's how bad it is. They have men sleeping on the floor without cots. They're literally all under their shirts, like pulled up on them.
No
They've been
blankets,
sleeping,
no
blanket, no nothing.
Come on
and
now,
they're all
Mississippi or
basically
Alabama?
lined up together for the body heat because they have no covers. There are rats. And y'all remember that episode of Martin where it was like a puppy rat? Remember they were like on vacation and he was like fighting it?
Yeah.
They are big. They have a picture. It's like a whole possum rat. It's huge. We're just running through the cells, and they nibble on them. Apparently, some of them are even getting bitten while they sleep because there's just rats everywhere. The food that they are served, the food that they're being served is molded. Like they show the food, it literally
So that's like inhumane.
Exactly, which is why it's causing so much outrage. The food is bloody. They gave them meat, blood pool, sitting in a blood pool. Just they don't care. They even had another inmate who committed suicide. He hung for 2 days in his cell until the inmates themselves cut them down because they were tired of seeing it. Parchman is understaffed, and that's the reason why they're calling out not only the mayor but the warden. But their excuse is they don't have enough staff because no one wants to put their lives in danger.
Then ship some people off.
Exactly.
Come
But if
on.
you see how much they get paid, do you know how much they're paying the guards? The guards are barely making $20,000 a year. That's at the poverty line.
That's
The poverty line is $18,000. So of course no one's going to want
wage,
right. And most of the guards in Parchman are women because the men are not trying to do that for no $20,000 a year. So do the math. It needs to be shut down. It really needs to. So y'all sign the petition.
This would be a good question. There's a petition?
Yeah. There's a petition to close Parchman.
Where do you find that?
If you go to petition.org and just put in Parchman, it's Parchman.
Right.
You can sign the petition. But if you see there's videos, and then even just with the violence, the inmates that were killed, I want to say in the beginning of the year, there were like 4 that were killed within 1 week or 5. The blood is still there. There's dried blood on the floor. There's even dried blood like on the walls from past violent acts because no one wants to clean it. The guards don't want to clean it. They feel like they don't get paid enough to clean it.
Wow.
The inmates aren't cleaning it. So the place is just filthy and just falling apart. It's really sad. It's at the end of the day, yes, they may have committed a crime, but they're still human beings and deserve to be treated as such.
But you know what the sad part is? There are people out there who feel like they deserve that type of treatment because they've committed a crime. But the reality of it is that not everybody in there that's in there for a crime committed it. And secondly, not every crime is violent, or I mean, somebody could have wrote some bad checks and be in prison. If you come
the killer,
anything you have 3 counts for, you're considered a repeat offender. That's
could be anything.
That could be anything. Yeah. So, but that to me, that makes me think of like China or Japan. Not Japan,
you would
but
think
China.
It was a third world prison. Like if you look at it, it's terrible. It's terrible.
Come on, y'all, we got to stand up.
It's cringeworthy if you see it. Like you have to have a strong stomach to even see some of the stuff because it's really bad. So unfortunately,
go to petition.org.
Yes, petition.org, and just type in parchment.
Yeah.
But just make sure you're following the story. I'll try and give you all an update to see where Yo Gotti and Roc Nation go, considering we were all expecting that at least they would get to go to court and be able to at least have a case heard because they're filing on behalf of 29 prisoners.
Inmates.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll see about that. On to number 2. So remember, Parchment Prison, put that on your prayer list. That's number 1. Number 2, we have, and this is a video, so I don't know if y'all care to see this because it's just funny. Okay. There's a teacher who had to tell her deaf students that people can actually hear farts. Apparently, the class was just letting it rip more often than not, to the point where she finally put 2 and 2 together and realized they have no idea that she could hear them. So she had to tell them, and there's a video that's going viral where she tells them, and the reactions are just hilarious. But can you imagine?
Because they're like shocked.
Right. We talked about Wendy, that other show where she thought she raised her little leg up and no one could hear.
Yes.
But imagine your whole life just being in public and just letting it rip because you think no one can hear because
I can't believe that their parents would let them go through their whole life and never say, we can hear you pass gas. Oh, Lord.
Imagine you just did get her.
And you probably done got crazy looks your whole life and people just, making faces at you and you wonder like, what's the problem? Like, dude, not only can we hear it, we can smell it. Okay.
I wonder if she told them that part. I'm sure they can smell it.
I'm sure they can smell it because their senses, the other senses are probably heightened because they're deaf. But come on here. You just going to let out, you think a silent lethal weapon and nobody's going to notice. Even if you couldn't hear it, you're still going to look because you smell it.
Right, so, that's true.
Wow.
Yeah, that's true. So they still shouldn't even.
Well, I feel like we should have like closed caption at the bottom. So like people that are watching that are deaf
can watch.
Right.
We should do that.
We'll talk about that.
Yeah,
but
we'll do that. Sorry. We got something for y'all. Yeah, I was going to do sign language, but I don't know, so I'm not even going to
What else going on, Nana?
Detroit,
Michigan?
Detroit. If your house gets on fire or you have a fire emergency, do not call the Detroit Fire Police. I mean, that's the Fire Police Department.
Who you
fire
gonna call?
department.
Ghostbusters?
Call them. Because apparently they don't know how to put out a fire without being on social media first. So the fire department that is in Detroit has been charged because they decided to take a group selfie outside of a burning home.
Rather in front of the house while it's on
fire.
While
it was on fire. I guess they thought it would be cool because it's like, hey, in my element, look at us. We out
Ain't
here
nobody
saving
trying
lives.
To put it out.
No.
Ain't saving nobody life.
No.
Just letting people die in the house.
They're like, we lit. Even though the house behind us is lit for real.
The house lit. We lit.
It's all lit. You know about that?
No.
Yeah.
Detroit. Let me help y'all. Y'all definitely going to be on our prayer list, okay? You cannot use your job, and this is to people.
Period,
in business. Don't you know that these companies are watching your social media, and now people are being fired by what they post on their social media? Yes. So you got to be careful. Your pastor is looking at your post, and you up at the altar dancing and screaming every Sunday, and on your post you look what I got going on back there. Check it out.
Yes, they're looking. Everyone's
be
looking.
Consistent, and also I don't know how they thought they was going to get away with that. I wonder if they posted on the Detroit Fire Department website.
No, probably on Facebook and someone saw.
Wow. That's not a good look. My nephew's a fireman.
And
I cannot imagine them going to a fire.
Just out of curiosity, are they allowed to tell stories of what they see, or they're not supposed
Absolutely.
To? Oh, they can?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they can't give intimate details of names if it was arson or something like that, details of a crime. But they absolutely can.
I was wondering
just
that.
say,
I want to ask.
It was a car on fire on 35 and blah blah blah. Yeah, but as far as names and information like that, no. But that's crazy though.
Hot mess.
That's like you a doctor getting ready to give birth to a baby and you going.
That's what I'm still mad.
Get this picture with this mama.
You a paramedic and someone got the leg is laying across the street.
We get pictures for this car accident.
I'm about to save his life. If you don't it you?
About to do this CPR first aid. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
For
No,
likes.
you
do anything
cannot.
for likes. This generation.
You cannot do that.
Fix
Saints.
it, Lord. Put it on the prayer list.
Listen,
Detroit Fire
we're praying
Department.
for you, DFPD. Wait a minute. DFD? Detroit Fire Department. DFD. We're
Yeah.
praying for you, DFD.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, y'all know it's tax season is upon us.
Get paid. And I do taxes. So for those of you that are wanting some cost-effective taxes done, reach out to Kasha Hunt.
You want the quantity with incomparable quality.
I
You
got
have her.
skills. Pay the
Yes.
bills. Yeah. But I just want to steer it. That's a shameless
Well,
plug.
then you should have advised this man we're about to talk about next because
I-
his extra not thinking tail only makes $18,000 a year. Okay.
Okay.
He decided to cash a check from the IRS for guess how much?
$18,000? No. A check. So he got a check from the IRS.
He got
Like a
a check
refund?
from the IRS.
Was it a refund check? Okay. So he got a, okay.
He's in prison, so just think about that.
Oh, wait a minute.
Exactly
What?
why he needed you. Only makes $18,000 a year. But
Right.
guess how much he deposited a check for that he claimed was from the IRS?
How much?
$980,000. Sir.
Wait a minute. Did you say 980?
980.
You can't even make that your whole life making 18,000 a year. Even
He
if
has
you
no friends.
lived
Like,
to
who
be
would
100 years old, you would
Your
still only
refund would
be at
never.
180,000.
Right.
No,
right.
you would be at
It's not going to be no million. Your refund will never be $1 million.
No.
So yeah, Mr. Dum Dum is now in prison because he thought because it was from the IRS that when they called it out as
Hey,
fake,
now wait a minute. It was really from the IRS?
no, it was a fraudulent check. He just put it on the IRS and thought that because he had made a fake check and
So
it said,
he knew what he was doing.
oh no, he knew.
And the bank cashed it.
He attempted to deposit it. I don't know if they cashed it, but
I'm
he's in
sure they
prison
gave
now.
him some money. I'm sure he was living La Vida Loca
I
for
think they
about
probably called the laws on
7
him right away.
days.
Because remember, there was a woman or two women who and they were so dumb because they went to Walmart, y'all. They went to the Walmart bank last year and tried to get a refund check that it was like for 1.3 million. Y'all know good and well. Come on now. They were arrested on the spot.
kind
They
of
told them,
refund?
hold on one moment while we go cash
That's
the check.
federal.
They over there talking, yeah, girl, we did it. And the police just came right behind them and arrested the both of them. Like,
First of all, why go so high?
Thank
If
you.
and look,
That's
I'm
what I'm
not
saying.
advocating crime.
But
Let's
use-
get this out
use
there.
it.
I am not advocating crime. I'm not advocating for criminals. But if you are going to commit a crime, at least make the crime realistic. Who the heck?
realistic, y'all.
Who the heck? You know how much money you got to make to get a $1.3 million refund?
And everyone can tell you don't make that much because you're coming in looking dusty.
And you in Wally World?
Looking dusty.
Saints.
But you got a refund for $2 million. Girl,
Saints, let me talk to you. Okay?
please,
First of
because
all,
Satan's talking to them more.
let me help y'all out for real. First of all, crime doesn't pay. Let's start there.
No.
But if you are a criminal, okay, please don't be on the world's dumbest criminal because they definitely could be on that show.
Yeah, they should have. Because when I tell you they look dusty, busted, and disgusted,
Walmart.
waiting on them to get the cash for their $1 million checks. Like they really thought it was going to happen. Y'all
And
got to
it
do
didn't.
better.
And it's not. Come
Ever.
on. That wasn't wisdom at all.
So that covers our 4 prayer list stories, okay? So make sure we got the teacher and the students. Make sure that we lift them up. They know that people can hear their farts. They will be silent.
Yes.
We have the Detroit Police Department. They got to quit them selfies
Y'all,
instead
come
of
on.
trying to put them
Come
fires
on
out.
now.
We have what we just discussed with the checks, trying
Yeah.
to cash the checks. And then we had,
These criminals.
yes,
You know, and we need to be in prayer, not necessarily just for them, but we need to be in prayer for our economy, that things will turn around so that we will be making enough income so we won't have to do stupid stuff like this to try to get ahead in life.
Right.
And so we need to be praying for our economy and praying that that it turns around and it starts to benefit the African American community, the Hispanics, everybody, so that crime can be eliminated. Because that's why we have crime, because there's not enough or people don't have. You know,
Yes.
we look at, they did an interview of like all these teenage drug dealers and trying to figure out, you know, you're 16, you got your whole life ahead of you.
Why
Why
would
are you
you?
out selling drugs? Because we got to eat.
Market
You know, my mama
opportunity.
worked nights, she worked this, and it's just not enough to cover everything for our family. So if we could just change our economy and kind of share wealth a little bit, I'm not saying give up your billions, billionaires,
I know, 'cause
but at
you
least
like
give up
crunching their money alive.
you got a billions, please give up 100 million.
yeah, it's a drop in the bucket to you, baby.
You could help how many people?
With what? A billion?
100 million.
Oh, a lot. That's still a lot.
That's a lot of people.
Yes, a lot of people you can
If
help.
you just give me 1 million,
I'll flip it.
I'm going to help.
Yeah.
I'm going to flip it, but plus I can help 20,
Right.
30, 40 people. You know, sometimes all people need is you to just pay their rent one good time so they can just get
catch
ahead.
up. Exactly.
So they can get ahead or catch up.
Right.
So just keep that in mind for those of you that are raking in the money that is watching the Women of Power radio show right now. We do accept donations. You can go to womenofpower5.com.
That part. All right, Savage Squad. So now that we've covered our hot mess and prayer list, we are going to go to our poetry pick, which is going to be a fun quote.
Okay.
And so this week we have,
What do we have?
you read other books, but the Bible reads you. Let that sink in. You read other books, but the Bible reads you.
I believe.
What
I
do you
know
think
it.
that means? I want y'all to put in the comments. What does that
Ponder.
mean? Let that marinate.
Let that marinate.
Yes,
like
in your
put it in a
spirit.
crock pot right now. Just let that stew. Put it on about 500.
Yeah.
And just
Let that sit.
leave it there. Let it sit. And then
Overnight.
come back to it. Open that top. Get a whiff of it. Come on here. Fix a bowl of it. Serve it up. And then comment.
Chicken soup for the soul. So yes, I saw that and I was like, wow, that is so true. And what that means when I hear that, because of course, this day and age, when people say, ooh, she read you, or ooh, that was a read,
Right.
it's kind of like shade, someone
Right.
like cutting you just a little bit, it stings a little bit.
Yeah.
And when you read God's word, it does the same
It does.
thing.
Double-edged sword.
Double-edged sword. So you
Yeah.
read it and it's not so much so that, I'm going into the word because, I just need to be encouraged and
Right.
uplifted, but conviction,
Yeah.
right? Because we know that the enemy tries to come and also get you to think of the negative stuff, which is condemnation.
Right.
But the word
Come on.
is conviction. And so
Hallelujah.
the condemnation sounds like, what? Maybe you made that mistake. The Lord doesn't care about you. He doesn't want to hear from
And
you.
he does.
Conviction sounds like, what? You made a mistake, but let me show you.
Let me show
me
you.
help you
This
to
the
not
right
do
way.
that again. This is the way. So conviction will cut you, but it will always provide a solution, right?
Right.
And so when you read God's word, he checks you. Like they say, he's just like a father, and a father disciplines his child. So
Right.
you're reading some of that stuff thinking, I'm about to get encouraged. Before you notice, like, oh, Lord, talking about me. You've ever gone to a
Listen.
sermon and maybe even the pastor had a word and you're like, who told him all my business? Like, he just came down my
He
whole
done
street.
read your whole diary to you.
Came down
Over
my
the
whole
pulpit.
street. Right.
Don't
And
even know you.
The Holy Spirit does the same
Yes,
thing.
it
He
does.
will check your
And it's the Holy
flesh.
Spirit through him that's really doing it.
Exactly.
He told him your business. Don't get mad at the pastor. Shoot, God was whispering in his ear saying,
Yeah,
look, on
everything.
third row, second seat, save her.
Everything.
She need to be saved.
Yes.
But what that made me think of is, I never forget, this was like probably, I don't know how many years ago, because I ain't gonna tell my age. But anyway, I was so upset one day because something didn't go the way I wanted it to. And I was angry, and I never forget, I snatched up the Bible and I said, I need a word. And I flipped my Bible open. And the first, it was Proverbs.
Oh.
The first scripture I read said, people make plans, but God is in control.
Yeah.
And immediately, that was so humbling for me. Like, I'm angry because what I planned didn't work. But look, you can make all the plans you want to,
Come on here.
but God is in control. So that's like God was reading me. Like, you coming to me all sideways and twisted. Like,
You must have forgot who's God. You must have
know what I'm
forgot
saying?
who's God. Let me show you real quick. Like,
right.
God, I need...
Come on. Okay. That explains everything. Because I'm looking for, I will make a way for you in the wilderness. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Make this way. He's like, no. Those are your plans.
Yeah.
Lay them down. Come on here.
Yes. So, yeah, the Bible reads you. And there's been so many times where the Lord has checked me. Just like she said, I've had those moments where I'm like, you know what, Lord, I need a word from you right now. And I'm thinking it's going to go with and agree with and confirm my own ideas and confirm my plans. And it's like, oh, no, wait a minute. Like, you
What's
have
the
it all
word
the
you
way
said,
wrong.
though?
Confirm? My plans.
My
plans.
And God's like, no.
I'm not
it's
even
a we.
in that.
Ain't no I.
I
It's
ain't
like
even
in a
in that.
relationship.
Yeah.
There is no I. When you get married, it's we. We gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same way in your commitment with God. If there is no more I, we have to die to I gotta die. That's
Every
a t-shirt.
day,
I
I
gotta
got to
die. Let me
die.
write that down. Sorry, go
Yes.
ahead. No. I'm still in your pencil and your paper and your
Help
phone.
yourself.
No, it's fine. I just
But
wanna
yes,
write
we
that down.
have to die every day, because again, even when it comes down to, getting in the word, I just want to encourage you all, do not what's the word I'm looking for? Be afraid when you do receive conviction. I just want to encourage you to, again, he's checking you because he wants better for you. He wants to develop you. He wants to transform you. And transformation can't happen when something stays the same. The whole meaning of the word transform means what? To change, to shift, to renew. Renew. The word new means untouched. Perfected. Re means he does it again, right? Yeah. Re is to do it over, to repeat it. So he's repeatedly making you untouched. He's repeatedly making you unblemished. And that's why it's every day, right? The Bible says you renew your minds daily. So just because you messed up yesterday, I just want to encourage you, because I used to trip myself up like, man, maybe now the promises God has to me will not come to fruition because I messed up yesterday. So now I've lost my inheritance. And it doesn't. And there's a reason why. He said, renew it daily. That means every day. What? His mercies are new every day. Yes. So be encouraged.
That just blessed me again. Come on here. I might have said the wrong thing today, or may got upset. But when I wake up tomorrow, come on, we starting over fresh. Okay. And I wish that people could do that in their relationships. Just go to sleep and wake up and let's start over fresh.
See.
We be holding
me versus
like
you.
this.
Hold on, I got one. You have how many?
You can't have my offense. You can't have my offense.
That's 3 today. And we just added on. We added on, and then we remember the minute you get in an argument, that's why you did this. Like, wait a minute, some of that stuff was like from 2 years ago.
But you know what? That's why people wake up singing songs like, good morning, heartache. Why is you waking up to that heartache? If you don't let that heartache go, lay that heartache down to my here we go again. Ain't you sick of going again? Ain't you ready for a change? Come on, be renewed, refresh, everything.
Everything. Yes, all of that. So yes, that's the word for this week. Again, you read other books, the Bible reads you, so let it read you all the way through. And let's make them changes. Let's transform every day. Let's renew our minds daily.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Savage Squad.
I'm a snap like that was a poem, because that was poetry.
Hello. All right, and so now next we have
What's Poppin'? What's poppin'? What's poppin'? What's poppin'? And just remember, our What's Poppin' segment is where you, Savage Squad, have an opportunity to email us at womenofpower5@gmail.com and ask us anything, any kind of way, and we're going to do our best to give you a godly response. Come on here. And it also gives our listeners an opportunity to kind of chime in as well, because it's like a think tank. So let's get our thinking caps on. What do we have on today, Nana?
Today we have Good morning. I need help. I have been a single mom for more than 11 years, and my 15-year-old son has outgrown me physically, which he now uses to hurt me physically. I have been beaten 3 times. The first time I went to the police and they wanted to arrest him, but my motherly heart could not go through with it. Now it has happened twice afterwards. He bullies me almost every day. He is not in school and working because he wants it like that. He does anything he wants, even breaks down my door if he can't get it.
I'm sorry, my ADHD kicked
If he can't get in.
Wait a minute, what?
He's broken down her...
Okay, can we just start from the beginning?
Yes, y'all listen to this carefully.
She's been a single mother for...
more than 11 years. Her 15-year-old son, and he is now bigger than her.
So that means for 4 years she wasn't single. That was... I just... Because the numbers wasn't adding up. I'm a numbers person. Come on. Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay. So I have been a single mom for more than 11 years, and my 15-year-old son has outgrown me physically, which he now uses to hurt me physically. I have been beaten 3 times. The first time I went to the police and they wanted to arrest him, but my motherly heart could not go through with it. Now it has happened twice afterwards. He bullies me almost every day. He is not in school and working because he wants it like that. He does anything he wants, even breaks down my door if he can't get in. Social workers are busy getting a school for him, but they say it's a process and it will take a long time. I don't want to be the mother who locks up her son. Should I just walk away? As he already has plans to move in with his friends. I cannot control the situation nor my life. He is physically a threat to me to the point where I have been strangled, and he has told me that he will kill me. I am scared, but he is my son.
Listen.
I am so lonely and tired.
That's not your son. Let me just start there. And what I mean by that is that's not the son you birthed. It's something going on, I would say, spiritually with him. Some sort of, something's going on. And it could either be related mentally to where he had a tragedy that he didn't share with you, and now he's acting out in anger because maybe you didn't protect him from being molested from somebody and you don't even know about it, or it's spiritual and the enemy is playing with his mind and possessing him, and because that's not normal. That's not the son you raised, because you said you raised him right, everything was perfect. Now all of a sudden he's bigger than you and he's trying to intimidate you. The devil is a lie. And I want to speak to that son if you're listening on today, because the Bible talks about honoring your mother and father that your days may be long. Don't you know that by dishonoring your mother, by abusing her and treating her wrong, you can shorten the days of your life? Now, to you, mother, that's not your son. And so it's okay to wash your hands for this time. Continue in prayer, fast, be on your face, lay on your knees. But if you feel like your life is in danger, I watch too many true crime shows.
That's what I was about to say. That's all my TV stays on Investigation, on IDTV, on Snapped, on Fatal Attraction, on 360
72
Crime
hours,
Files, all of that.
48.
All of that. Diabolical, Obsession, everything.
Everything.
So, no, those are the telltale signs. Like she said, I get that you birthed him, but the person he is in this season, you do not need to be near him. And then she also even mentioned how she has 2 younger sons. So even your younger sons are seeing what he's doing.
Witnessing it.
And he is a very big boy, because she posted a picture. He's big. The boy's like, I want to say almost 6 feet. He's a very big kid.
Jesus.
For a 15-year-old. He looks like he's a grown man. So yeah. No. You got to, and this is what I want to explain to people. It's okay sometimes to put yourself first. Yes. What do I mean by that? Don't neglect your marriage. Don't neglect your kids. But sometimes we put so many things in front of us: our safety, our well-being, our mental health, our spiritual health, our physical health. We put so many things in front of it that we're literally deteriorating on the vine of life. At the expense of, not wanting
Somebody
to
else
appear right as a bad parent, or you're not wanting to do. All of that goes out the window. When your life is in danger, and even the lives of your other sons, you have to make a decision. Just like we tell people who are in domestic violence or domestic abusive relationships, your safety and your life, it takes precedence, period. So do what you need to do to make sure that you and your other remaining sons are safe. So regardless if someone wants to look at you and call you a bad mother because he went to jail or whatever, that is not on you. You've done what you could. At this point, he needs to,
give it to God. Some things you got to just say, you know what, God, you gave me this. I'm putting this back in your lap because I can't do nothing with it.
Yeah.
He beat me upside of my head. I feel like my life is
going to kill you.
Right.
Like break down your door.
And then your kids are seeing this. And if you look at, I hate to say it, stuff like Maury, stuff like Steve Wilco, kids that grow up in abusive households turn into abusers. Yeah. I'm not going to say 100% of the time, but they tend to, like you said, perpetuate it. So if it was okay for him to hit you and he got to stay, then I should be able to disrespect you too. No, the devil is a lie. Break that curse. Don't let that be a generational curse. Yeah. Cut that spirit off right now. Let him go to his friend's house. Cover him with the blood of Jesus, because a lot of times parents don't want, I don't know, I love saying a lot of times, parents don't want to let their kids go because they're afraid. What if he gets killed? What if he gets hurt?
That is a lot of times. That's most people. That's what keeps most parents hanging on and halfway enabling, because we don't want to do that. We're like, oh no, but I don't want to, because what if then I'll feel guilty if I leave him to the streets and something happens to him. Then so the what ifs play on us more than the what is, and then we don't do anything about it.
Listen, save your life so that you can be there for the other 2 kids. And evidently his father's not in his life because he didn't mention the father.
She said single mother, so I'm sure his father's long gone.
Wow. So
we'll be lifting you up, sis.
Absolutely.
That's tough.
Come on. I know y'all been chiming in already, but let's just give her one final last go of what she needs to do in this situation. Nana, what's your last and final word?
Last and final word is do what you need to do to make sure your remaining sons, and you are safe. Whether that's, kick him out, whatever you need to do that, and just give it to God. Don't feel guilty about it. Don't do it ashamedly because you've done what you needed to do. So I just want you to stand your ground and just be confident in the decision that you're making to put your safety first. Don't allow it to tear you down mentally after you do it and want to retract because you feel bad, because your emotions will trick you. You already know what you need to do, so don't allow your emotions to sway you. And also, reach out to Dr. Phil's show. Oh, yeah. That would because be Dr. Phil will get your son the help that he needs right now. Ayana fixed my life. But see, Ayana don't be sending nobody to counsel it. And I ain't never seen kids on there. Ain't she?
Yeah, but what Dr. Phil will do is determine what the issue is, and they'll send, like, if your child needs drug treatment, if your child needs counseling, whatever they need, he gonna send them to get that help.
Oh, okay.
And
No, Ayana just will make y'all as a family be in the house, but she gets to the root. So she'll find out what it is that's causing him to act up to begin with.
Dr. Phil is good. I love watching him too.
Yeah.
He gets to the bottom of it, and he will. You need to get up out of here. And because you're a minor, you don't even have a choice in this matter.
Right.
Your mama said you going. Get in this van. Let's roll. Let's bounce.
Oh, yeah, that is a plus because he is a minor.
Right.
Yeah.
And then these kids come back and they're like, I was on the road to destruction. I mean, these beautiful testimonies. So this does not the end to your story.
Yeah.
You can change the narrative by just changing your decisions. God bless you.
Amen.
Women of power.
Hope that helps you.
I do too.
Now,
You guys ready?
You are now listening to
The new woman of power.
radio show. Kasha's got the latest and the greatest on what's popping and what's not when it comes to the reads. You're listening to the Hot Reads by Kasha on New Woman of Power radio show.
where's the glasses?
Oh,
Yes.
my, yeah.
I have to get some spectacles for this.
Please get ready for Kasha's Reads. All right. Now, this look familiar?
The wealth.
Does it look familiar? So once again, we're coming out of the wealth choice. Why? Because I want to give people the tools that they need to be successful. Okay. And so this book is like imperative to me. And these are success secrets of Black millionaires. And the author, Dennis Kimbrough, traveled all over the world. Matter of fact, all over the world, not just the United States, y'all. I'm talking about all over the world to talk to different millionaires that just happen to be African American. But this stuff is not just for African Americans.
Melanin millionaires.
Come on here. But it's just good information for anyone that wants to be successful. And it's not, success is not always equivalent to money.
Right.
You know, you could be a successful mother. How? You could do it by applying these principles. So I just want to share a couple of them today. Never consider the possibility of failure. And I never forget when our church started, it started with the Shekinah Conference. And Pastor would come down each year and throw this Texas Shekinah Conference in Texas. And the first one we had was defeat is not an option. And when you take those options off the table, what do you have left? Success. If defeat is not an option, then that means I'm not accepting anything that looks like failure.
Yeah.
So if you want to be successful in whatever your plan is, whether it's a business, like I said, whether it's a blog or whatever it is, you cannot even consider the possibility of failure. Because a lot of times we have a plan B, we got a plan C, like if this don't work, I'm gonna do this, if this, even in our relationships. We have plan Bs, we have plan C.
Waiting, lurking in the DMs.
Listen, you just waiting for your relationship to fail. You are actually prophesying. Because remember, we speak life and death
In the power in the tongue.
of our tongues. Come on here. And so when you speak things like, well, if my marriage don't work, okay, now you just spoken to the atmosphere that your marriage not going to work. So now what happens? The atmosphere, because we have God in us and we are like God, when he speaks, things start to happen, y'all.
Let there be light.
Come on. When he spoke, stuff started getting created. So we have that same power and authority in our voice.
Yes,
so
we
when
do.
we speak, stuff starts to form in the atmosphere. So when you speak, well, when my marriage don't work, guess what? Now it's in the atmosphere. Now it's got to create problems and issues to produce what you spoke. So if you take failure off the table, now what's left?
Victory, success. Only the positives.
Thank you so much for that. You have got to get rid of even the possibility of failure. It's not an option, and it cannot even be considered in the whole plan that we're planning and we're executing for our success. Come on here. If I want to read this too. If you mention the word risk to a millionaire, what they hear is you're saying risk, but what they hear is money.
That's what I was going to say, opportunity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, money. And so keep that in mind, because a lot of times we don't take risks. We're afraid because of what happened in the past, failures in the past. And this, like I said, this goes across the board. It's not just in business. It's in money. It's spiritually. I'm afraid to trust God because he let me down before. I prayed that my auntie would live and she didn't. And so we're scared to take risks. We're scared to trust God again. We're scared to trust in a relationship. We're scared to trust this business plan because of what happened in the past. But if you realize that risk equals, in this case, money, Or in a relationship, it could be success or love or, I don't know, something. Then take failure completely off the table. Lastly, I just want to say, be inquisitive.
Always.
Have a strong desire to know. You know, my best friend I always say is Google, because I feel like there's nothing I can't do other than, of course, heart surgery or, you know, create some sort of formula in a chem lab. But other than that, I feel like there's nothing I can't do, because I can go to Google and find out how to do it, and I can do it. So anything that you want to do, just research it. Be inquisitive. If somebody's doing what you want to do, how are you doing that? No. How do you get invited to all these poetry shows?
I don't know.
Because it's her passion.
It's my passion. I have business cards, so when I perform and then someone afterwards comes and says, hey, I really enjoyed that. I would like to have you come to my conference, or would you mind coming to speak? I just say, oh, hey, here's my business card.
Right.
And by the way, on Vistaprint, they had them for, I think it was like $25 for like 300 business cards that you get to customize.
Wow.
Can't beat that.
You
so
can.
I got a box.
Come on here. So I just want to read this, blah, blah, blah. No, I don't. Okay. Affirming a commitment to wealth means becoming a student of wealth. And so you've got to study to show that self-approval. A lot of these are godly principles when you think about it. You know, study to show that self-approval, the workman rightly dividing the word. Well, in the word, it really tells you how to become successful.
That's what was Dave Ramsey. I listen to him a lot. I love him, but his whole thing, because he also has so many different books and even like channels. He has a podcast where you can just, people call him with all kinds of financial questions and whatnot. But all of his book and everything is all based on the biblical principles. And so biblical principles work whether you're a believer or not.
Or not. Say
That's
that
the
again.
thing. Biblical principles work whether you're a believer or not. Even just like that book that everyone went so crazy for. What was it? The Secret? It was literally just biblical principles. So when I read it, I was like, y'all doing all this hooting and Lord. I said, all you had to do is read the Bible. That's all you had to do.
But you know what the secret shows? Is that there are people who are non-believers that are benefiting off the promises of God more than the people who actually believe.
Y'all, wake up. Wake up. Yes.
I said, like on what was that movie? Wake Up. School with Lawrence Fishburne. School Days.
Yeah.
Wake up. And that was a wake up call. Now I'm saying, wake up, y'all, to what's really going on. And lastly, I'm going to say, if you wish to be wealthy, you must study the acquisition of wealth. How are rich people getting rich? And so if you want to know that, get this book, y'all. And I'm not getting paid to say that, but one day I will. And this is called The Wealth Choice, Success Secrets of Black Millionaires. This is an amazing book by Dennis Kimbrough. Not Kimbo, but Kimbrough. And that is Kasha's Reads.
That was awesome. So I hope all of you all will be some millionaires, you know, in the future. We'll catch up a year from now and see. Speaking of money.
Okay.
We are now going to get to the hot topic, and it's going to be about all about the money. It's all about the
dollars, the moolah. I don't even know that song. I just came in because I'm creative and I'm innovative like that. I be dropping on tracks because I rap like that. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Y'all forgive the OG and her just be popping.
That was KO.
Time to time.
Okay, I digress.
Here we go. So we are going to discuss the 9 ways to help get out of debt without spending.
Come on. Send some hearts and likes if you need that. That right there. Put some hearts and likes on that. Yes.
It's 8 things you didn't realize you could do to pay off your debt. And speaking of, I don't know if y'all saw the thread that went viral on Twitter where there was a person who was talking about how, and everyone started putting in their stories, the student loans. So people have been paying on their student loans for however long, and the balance, some of them has even increased for people who haven't even missed a payment.
Because they've been paying interest only?
Some of them they were paying that's why the article went viral, because they were saying how like some people have literally been paying, but how the whole thing is a scam because people are not, the balances aren't going down. There was it was so many.
I think it's like that with child support too.
Really? Yeah, it was crazy, but we'll get to that on another story.
But can we talk about, you know what, that's going to have to be for another show.
What?
Because,
it's too juicy?
The child support.
Oh yeah, we'll touch on both of those another show.
We got
it requires
because,
too much.
yes, child support courts is doing some people wrong. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Y'all gonna see. All right, so it says number 1, you can ask the company to pay off your credit card bill.
What company?
No, like the whole bill, like all of it. It says here's how it works. M1 can match you with a low interest loan you can use to pay off every credit card balance you have. The benefit? You're left with just one bill to pay every month, and because the interest rate is so much lower, you can get out of debt a lot faster.
So plus, consolidation.
Basically, I don't know why they said it like that.
Right.
There's no credit card payment this month. No.
But let me ask you a question, because credit score keepers, Equifax, all of those guys say that to build your credit, you need to do those monthly payments. That's how you build your credit, but you don't get points for paying stuff off. So I'm wondering,
when you consolidate, I think it should still count, because I think when you consolidate, you're still paying a bill every month, but you're just paying one bill.
Okay.
So maybe it
adding all of them together, but
yeah.
it'll hit the different.
The same way it does student loans.
Gotcha.
Student loans. Help me, Lord.
Yeah, that's a whole nother.
Number 2. This website will tell you what bills to pay off first. It says there's a free website called Credit Sesame. It takes about 2 minutes to sign up and access your free credit score. From there, Credit Sesame will outline your debt, exactly what you owe and who and to whom, and then it will offer a personalized recommendation and even break down the interest rates and minimum monthly payments attached to each one of your bills.
And that's Credit SESAME.
Like Sesame Street.
Yeah. .com.
Okay. 3, cancel your car insurance.
What if you don't have the money to pay off your debt? Will Credit Sesame tell you how to get out of debt?
That's a great question.
I'm sorry, keep going. Number 3.
Why they cancel your car insurance? I'm like, I ain't trying to go to jail.
It said cancel your car insurance?
Yes.
That's number 3?
Yes. It says when you're trying to pay off, that's why the devil is a lie. When you're trying to pay off your debt, you might feel like you have to cut every enjoyable thing out of the budget. But the truth is, one of the simplest and most impactful expenses you can cut out is car insurance. If you really want to get the best price of car insurance, experts say you should be shopping twice a year. But seriously,
they mean like lowering it, not canceling it, right? Because I was getting ready to say, poor K. How's that saving? It's got to mean, because when it says get quotes, so they're recommending.
Oh, yeah, that's what they mean.
Why
are they wording that wrote this? Your wording is terrible.
It is
all you have to do is say it's consolidation.
Whoever you are, no. But you know what? They recommend the same thing for your mortgage, for your house insurance. To at least once a year, go out and shop it again. Because the reality of it is, a lot of times our insurance goes up every year, it seems like.
It's just like when you lease, and I hate that, like when you're renting for those, and every year you renew your lease, it goes up on you. So after a while, it's like, I'm just going to look at somewhere else.
Y'all not doing nothing different. I don't have
You didn't even come and clean my carpet when I renewed like you was supposed to.
You ain't repairing nothing. You haven't earned the increase, okay?
No, so I'm leaving. Okay, that's what I did. Number 4, you can earn $60 an hour to put towards your credit card debt. Does $60 an hour sound appealing? How about the freedom to work remotely while making a dent in your credit card? Those are the perks of working as a bookkeeper, a certified public accountant, and business.
So now
owner.
I gotta change my career to lower my debt. You
Who
know
wrote
what?
this? The penny hoarder. This is from the penny hoarder.
I'm sorry. Let me get this together. So now I have to switch my career path and go get trained to be a bookkeeper.
It says you don't have to be a CPA. In fact, all you need is a decent computer and a passion for helping business owners tackle real world problems.
And I do that as a career. And let me just tell you something. If you're doing that through a company, you are not making $6 an hour, no bookkeeper. You need to at least be a CFO, a CFO, or an accounting manager.
He said he started doing it, and he now makes $50,000 a year doing it for 10 of his clients.
Well, okay, I can see that because sometimes for some things I charge $50 an hour.
Okay.
So I can see doing 60.
We're gonna let you make your penny hoarder, but
he might be telling me I need to go. Thank you, Holy Ghost. I received that. I need to go up on my prices. Thank you.
Yes, because if someone who ain't got nothing can just come in and charge 60, you need to be charging like.
And I've been doing this. I've been in this thing for some years. I'm
That
talking
an
about.
OG
I've been
in the
slaving
game.
it. You know what I'm saying? Savage squatted it. You know what I'm saying? A beast about it. Yeah, I got 25 years in. So yeah, I need to be at 75.
85. I was thinking 85.
Watch out, world. All my
6.
clients watching, be looking for the notice.
Okay. Try starving and stacking. Don't worry, you can still eat. The Starve and Stack budgeting method is geared towards couples, especially newlyweds. Couples combine their finances and live exclusively off of one income of one person for 18 to 24 months. You use the additional income to invest, establish a rainy day fund, and pay off debt. That's what Penny Hoarder Jen Smith did. She and her husband practiced the Starve and Stack method for 2 years and were able to pay off $78,000.
First of all, look at her name, Hoarder. No, Jenny.
$78,000 in debt. That's pretty amazing.
That is pretty amazing to pay it off. Jeez. But he said she had a mate, and one of them, they just
that's
lived
what that
off
method
of one
is
check.
for a couple. So the method is for couples
right.
only.
So what do us single people do? We just starve and save.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You just starve.
So yeah.
Number 7. Make an extra $600 a week in your free time. Who is coming up with this?
They make it sound so simple. You know what? This week I'm gonna make extra $600.
Oh my God!
What I gotta do besides going to Rosedale?
You know
what
they
do
said,
I have to do?
Let me let you in on a secret.
Please.
An app called DoorDash will pay you to pick up.
Ain't nobody finna use their gas to be going to Pizza Hut, picking up your pizza, and dropping it off at your house. That's a delivery boy.
Well, yeah, they said DoorDash, and then it says
I'd rather Uber.
Reports earning $500 to $600 a week. Just passing out lunches and dinners. It's not too shabby.
What are you doing in your real life, though? I mean, was that in addition to your real job?
Yeah, that's on the side.
Listen.
All right, DoorDash, so y'all sign up for that. Number 8, the last one says,
Lord Jesus, there's another one?
Pay off debt by taking pictures of your crumpled receipts. Oh my gosh, it says here's a crazy way to make some progress.
It's crazy.
On your debt. Download the free app Fetch Rewards and get paid for taking pictures of your receipts. This is really good though for those of you who do write stuff off because you're gonna need this rather than have to go through it manually. Fetch partners with tons of brands to give you points for every grocery receipt you share. All you have to do is snap a photo of your receipt.
What?
Then Fetch does the rest for you. Fetch Rewards. Oh, so this is just for rewards. So it saves you money on stuff. It says you just take pictures of the receipts. There's no scanning barcodes or searching for offers. You can then exchange those points for Visa gift cards. You can earn up to 2,000 points after you scan your first receipt.
Well, you know, I feel like they really sharing some good secrets. They've shared some really good websites that you could go to and possibly make some more money. And how simple is that to just take pictures of your grocery receipt and get money based off of what you buy?
Yeah.
You can't beat that.
You can't.
And he said, how much extra? About $600? Mm-hmm. On Fetch Rewards.
No, on Fetch, that was $600 was for DoorDash. This one, he
right.
just said, just make
extra
money. Yeah.
In a Visa.
But still, whoever wrote that.
I will do a call for all grocery receipts. I need everybody grocery
receipts, right?
But man, that's so the article did have some benefits.
Yes.
And so what we got to do is like we do with chicken. You know, we eat it and then we spit out the bone. We take in what we need to survive. And then
the rest,
everything else is it's out of here. So
there's a lot of bones.
Yeah. It was a lot of bones in that article. It was a lot of things that maybe are not applicable.
All right, y'all. So that was 8 ways. 8 ways to pay off your debt. So hopefully y'all got more meat than bones.
Right.
And yeah.
And we'd love to see your comments on what you thought of those
away.
8 ways. What was your takeaway? Come on, help us.
Please. And if any of y'all do
Help
DoorDash or
me.
any of those things,
Right.
please let me know because, you know, I've seen people doing it, but I just thought, you know, whatever. It's too much.
Doing what?
Like DoorDash or like Lyft and Uber, because I do hear that you can make a lot of money on the side, but I don't know. I need some proof.
I mean, we got people in Mercedes and Jag and Porsches doing Uber and Lyft, so and they say it's good money. I just personally, I don't like driving that much.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I do.
Not to where I would just want to
much
drive around all night and that's not me. That's
driving
not my
people and just people behind me. I don't know. I guess I'm paranoid. I feel like someone's gonna like start strangling me while I'm driving or something.
You have one of them cab gates up.
A partition. I watch too much crime TV. I can't. So yeah, y'all let us know. But again, we love you guys. But again, remember to lift up everyone on our prayer list. Okay, lift them up in the name of Jesus.
In the name of Jesus.
So meet us next week. You all already know what it is. Same bad time, same bad place. We love you. Have a great week.
Yes.